So last time on Dungeon, what was it? Temples
Dungeon
and
Ball Z.
Dinos is what we're calling this. Last time on Temples and Dinos, um, you six were transported to the tropical and mysterious land of Chult. Um, after nearly falling a full 10 feet to your doom, you found yourself housed um, at the inn that you so easily decided to go to, the Thundering Lizard. Before that point in time, you were asked by a common acquaintance, Syndra, to find and destroy the Soulmonger, a device that seems to be connected to this illness that has stricken her, as well as a whole bunch of other individuals who have one common tie, which is the fact that they have been brought back from the dead at least once. On this morning, you find yourself in the tavern, and it's kind of like that after morning where people are moving about, still hungover. There are a lot of Bloody Marys about, um, and even then, this early in the morning, you already feel like this is the low point in the day. It's going to get a little bit more rowdy and a little bit more energized as the sun rises.
Shiograth wants to know if he won or lost money last night gambling.
How much did Shiogarath gamble?
5 gold pieces.
5 gold pieces. Ooh. And what game was he playing?
Poker.
Okay. Just checking here.
That D20.
It's totally a gambling table.
It doesn't look like you have any skills as far as card games here. Are you the cheating type, Shiagorath?
Maybe.
All right, give me a deception or no, a sleight of hand check, please.
Be good.
That's no fun.
All right. You yourself, you lost that 5 gold pieces. But you were able to acquire a strange figurine in the process. The half orc that you were playing against was not paying attention after you so ever so carefully tipped over his ale, and you were able to achieve or apprehend this object here, which you should have now in your inventory.
A screen popped up, but it didn't appear in my inventory.
Okay, I will place it in your inventory. There you go.
Okay.
Probably a memento to his dead mother, but you know.
But is it worth anything?
Well,
There you
that's
go,
the
man.
thing. You don't know. It's brown. It's strangely shaped. There are ridges. You're not sure. You're gonna have to find a place or find a person to get that appraised. And you can choose to share that with anybody else if you want or not.
Okay.
Anyway, in the tavern, you've got a nice bartender slash breakfast beverage engineer at the bar. A nice half elven man has been serving you your breakfast, which comes with the payment that you guys um, have. What is that word when you like make a deal with someone? Negotiate it. There you go. That's the word. Negotiate. Negotiated by threatening someone. Coerced. That's the word. You coerced.
Facilitated.
Facilitated. In the tavern, everybody seems to be kind of having a good time and sharing stories and everything like that. There are two individuals that seem to be kind of out of place here. One has kind of gathered a crowd about him. He's got very strange and foreign compared to this location's attire upon him. It's very like silken robes and gowns and a really weird kind of hat on with yellow strands, kind of like almost scholarly, and he's kind of gathered a crowd and he's waving around a book. And the other is someone that's kind of in the corner staring at his drink, looking like he had seen a ghost or something.
I'm gonna go to the one that is staring at his drink like he's seen a ghost.
Okay, and
sit up next to him and go like, because my voice is gonna change every single time. What is wrong, my child?
And so he's looking. So he doesn't look up from his drink. His hands are trembling, and he says, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do."
What is wrong, my child? Limited vocabulary.
I didn't think it was gonna fire back like this. I just wanted to make a new die.
Fire back? But I say it in his voice. With a question mark at the end.
I knew competition's been getting hard. I knew I had to do something to try to stand out, but I didn't know that. And as he's kind of showing signs of frustration and almost mania, he produces a coin from his pocket and
Oh, shit.
kind of like twirls it in his hand. And the coin, from your perspective, Crow, you can see it. It looks kind of like it silvered, perhaps iron. You're not sure, and it's definitely detailed work. Something that's very particular about it is the fact that you see the skull of a triceratops very easily implemented on one side.
I take notice of the shiny coin and come and sit next to him. Intrigued, saying, "Good sir, mind you tell me about that coin?"
This coin is an omen. It spells out my doom. And he drops it on the table as it clatters about.
I'm gonna look around the room to see if he's like, if other people are paying attention to him now.
Honestly, more and more people are enthralled by that other guy.
That's probably good. I mean, this guy's shouting about doom over here. I'm gonna. Cause, oh god, what would this sentence sound like? I'm gonna say, "Shh, child, or you'll bring the monsters."
Sorry, that was my fault. Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah. Shh, child, or you'll bring the monsters.
Oh, I've got nothing left now. I might as well just get this all over with. And he stands up.
I'm gonna put a hand on him real fast.
Okay.
Hopefully that he's gonna like stop and like look at me.
I'm gonna take the coin off the table as he's doing that.
And motion back to sit down.
For the first time, it seems like he noticed you, and though animals or humanoid animals are not necessarily a rarity in Chult, he's not surprised by your presence, so he'll sit back down, and he says, "Do you think there's another way?"
I nod.
I talk to him and say, like, why don't you explain this a little bit better so we can kind of understand what the hell you're talking about?
I'm gonna write that whole sentence down to remember for later.
The man turns to you, Shagarath, and he says, "I'm a dying man. And I'm also a dying man."
Oh my god.
Oh,
I work.
Forgot.
Go ahead.
I forgot. Last time I am not inside the tavern. I'm gonna walk inside the tavern where everyone is.
Oh no, wait. This is the day after. This is breakfast.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this like with my character, I gotta like the building.
He calls himself, or he says, "My name is Omal. I'm a master colorist at the dye works down the way, and there's so many young people coming in, able to go out into into Chult and grab fruits and plants and even defeat animals and create these beautiful colors. And I'm so old, I have no way of getting out there, and it's so costly to hire anyone to go out and grab some dye making materials for me. So I decided to use my funds, what little I had, to obtain the dancing monkey fruit from the black market. And I made the dye, and it was beautiful, and many people came, and I was quickly making up for how much I paid for the fruit originally. But now this.
I'm gonna go ahead and like put my hand on the coin and just say, "Tell me more about this."
If I remember correctly, did Shegorath pick up the coin already?
Oh
I
right.
may have the coin.
Uh,
No, I have it. I'm just like twirling around in my fingers.
Gotcha.
More enthralled by the coin than actually paying attention to what the guy's saying.
so I'll point to the coin in Shagarath's hand and say that sentence.
The coins are a sign, a grim warning from the society. They are intertwined with the merchant princes, and they do not they do not deal well with those that purchase or sell on a market that they don't control. I believe I have to atone for my crimes.
So what you're saying is that if someone were to deal with these society members, you'd be scot-free?
In the middle of your sentence, he quickly throws a hand at your face and says, "Shh! You don't know what you say." The society's everywhere. They have eyes everywhere. They run the city. They run the city with the merchant princes. No, there are too many of them. And if you say things like that, that's almost sacrilege.
Sacrilege, you say?
No, I have to seek an audience. I need to atone. I need to find a way to see if they'll spare my life.
I'll nod and kind of like put a hand toward my chest and then it'll be like yeah, we're just gonna say this as a sentence. I can help you seek atonement.
You can? Will you go with me to the Golden Throne? It's
Yes.
So these... Go ahead.
He makes a face. You wouldn't say that it's happiness. It's the face that you see when someone is truly and utterly sad and knows that someone is trying to make them happy, and they try to smile, but it ends up looking like a grimace. That's what he's doing.
If I had a voice, I would actually say like more words to him not to do that, but I'm just gonna shrug. I do not have the sentence to express that.
Okay.
At the mention of the Golden Throne, I perk up in agreement. I say, yes, let's go help you with your atonement, and we can meet these high prince merchants.
Okay.
I've been distracted by the man with the dangly things on his hat.
Same.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So as
Over there too.
as Amal begins to gather his things, I will have so Sapphire and Aya.
Wanna go take a look? Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Wait, the dangly man?
Dangly. Yes, the dangly
Yes,
man.
I've been getting. Shavra has been creeping closer to him the whole time, trying to hear what he's saying.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yes, as he's beginning to gather his things, and as Crow and Shio, damn it, is it Shiogorath? Is that how you say that?
Sheogorath.
Shiogorath. You have like 3 emphases in there. How do you Shiogorath?
Sheogorath.
You know what? Go with what you feel.
She for short.
Just she. I don't know what to do with you. Anyway,
Let's call him O.
Oh.
maybe we should put like an apostrophe somewhere in there. Maybe that'll help me. Shiogo, whatever. Anyway, as those two are dealing with Omal, you kind of get.
Yeah, we never asked his name.
he said it. He said it.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't listening then.
Yeah.
Good enough. As you creep closer, Shava, and as the other ones lean in to hear more, he says, "Yes! Yes, of course! Buy this book! It will come in handy! Any of the mysteries that you need to know about the world, it is in this book, and it is autographed by me as well."
God damn it.
Come, for a pittance, a small amount of money, you can have the encyclopedia to every creature across the world.
Does he have more than one copy in his bag?
He's by a table, and you can see that there are a couple of the books on the table, kind of displayed, right? And they're open, and they have pictures showing of these monsters, and they're in great detail.
Okay. I'm gonna use my gust spell, and try and lift it behind him when he's not looking and take it.
I'm gonna ask someone else, like one of the people crowded around him, like, who is this guy?
Yeah, can you guys distract him?
Okay, so I'm gonna deal with these in that order first, and so let's see.
Good question. Am I able to notice the party members attempt at stealing something, or notice his plans?
Let
Or
me
am I too far? Am I too far removed?
let me deal with your in order. It's gonna be Verlassen, then Ire, then your attempt to see Ire Verlassen's thing.
Okay.
Just checking here.
Well, so him and I were both kind of removed from everything. Can we say we were planning it beforehand?
So retroactively planning things, no, you cannot do that. You have to plan beforehand.
Okay. Okay, I have to be careful the order of things I say. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So, Verlassen, as
Yes.
you begin to cast that spell, you see that the winds kind of spread about the book, and it kind of opens up, and the pages flip by, but it does not lift off the table.
Why? That doesn't make sense because my gust spell says it can lift anything that doesn't weigh more than 5 pounds.
Exactly. So if it's not working, that could mean that
Book weighs too much?
correct.
Ah, that's dumb. It's only 5 pounds.
I didn't
book
tell
we
you
have?
I didn't tell you any information about the book except for the fact that it's there. I didn't, it could be
Okay.
it could be human sized for all you know.
That's true.
So
Okay.
it is a heavy book.
Can I try to like actually like sneak under the table and steal it like manually?
Books.
You certainly could try, but let me deal with Ire's thing first. And so you sneak up, or you tap a person and you ask who they are, and they turn around and says, "Oh, that's the legendary world traveler. It's Volothamp Gedam. He's been all over the world, documenting and finding all of these different creatures and monsters, putting himself in great peril," he says. This person is clearly starstruck, as is most of the people around here.
That's stupid.
And while this is happening, it seems like the fluttering of the pages behind him seems like an illusion that the gentleman casted, and people are even more enthralled and even more excited about this. Salesman.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Shegorath, you were next, but no one stole anything yet, so I'm gonna skip you. And then Shava. You're gonna try to sneak, yeah?
Oh sure.
Oh, why not? All right.
So, but I'm aware of like that they're trying to steal things.
Not necessarily.
That was my question. Like, I want to know if I was actually like aware that like what they're planning to do.
No, you are not. For you two are you
I, like,
are far away.
Do I, like,
yes, correct.
do I notice that they're trying it, or am I still too far away?
Let's see what she rolls first, and then we'll figure it out from there. Shava.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to roll stealth.
Okay. Is that
So on your ability, your character sheet under skills.
Quick question, DM.
Yep.
Would you say this stuff is kind of going like they're all doing that while myself and Shigaroth are
having your conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay? So I'm so sorry. How do I do that?
So you would take the number on the right that says 0 with the little block there. You double click that area.
Right, double click. Okay. Sorry.
No problem. So and your goal was to crawl underneath, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you start to you get onto the ground and you start crawling on the floor here. Unfortunately, the feathering of the book, right? It got people a little bit more excited, and people are stepping and stomping on you as you're trying to get through.
So I ruined everything.
Thanks a lot.
So I'm gonna have you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Great. That's the last time I try to do anything.
He says the book's on the table, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk up and just like pick one up and start looking through it.
Okay. So
Going to ask how much for the books.
okay, starting with Ire first. What? As you pick up the book and you start flipping through it, you get a good glimpse of a couple things, and you see that it's in alphabetical order, which is nice. Give me a letter. What letter? What?
E.
P.
P. That is a letter that does not exist. Give me another letter.
M. As in Mancy.
Alright. I think. Let's see here.
Hello.
Alright. So you flip open to a page and you see that there's this this creature that looks like it's like some sort of cross between a giant grasshopper and a praying mantis. And you see in very ornately written letters the word mean luck on it. And it has a whole bunch of information about it there. But right as you start to kind of get into that, he comes over and snaps the book shut in your face. And he says, a potential buyer, I see. Would you pay the small fee of 50 gold pieces for this durable hardcover edition of Volo's Guide to Monsters?
Do you have it in paperback?
You see the smallest frown, like for a split second, you see a frown cross his face. But then he lightens up and he says, so you are interested in a lighter edition. I'll tell you what, I will give you the prototype edition. The one that that I wrote on for all of my adventures. Three ring binder style. 25 gold pieces. And I'll sign it for an extra 5 gold pieces.
So as I'm kind of sitting over with my strange little fellow there, like I'm not quite paying attention because I'm kind of bored of the conversation. But I think I noticed that some of our compatriots were attempting to do some fun and interesting shenanigans over on the other side of the tavern.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, you are definitely able to see that they are doing something. You see the half elf getting stomped on the ground. You see Verlassen like making weird motions with his hammer. And you see Ire talking to this man with the dangly hat, and you see Sapphire messing with the dangly bits of the mask. No, I shouldn't say that. Ignore that last one.
No, I'm going to.
Okay, so because I want to see if they can get away with whatever they were planning, how far away from the door am I?
You are a good 20 feet away from the door.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Minor Illusion for a loud explosion coming from the door.
Okay.
Or from just outside the door.
Okay. So, Minor Illusion.
If this causes them to stomp on my hands more.
Yeah, you're probably screwed.
Can I, while he does that, can I cast reduce to make the book smaller so it's easier to grab?
Okay. So Minor Illusion first, right? And then you're going to make a book smaller, and then also let's see. Wah. Wah. Okay.
I have a stat block for Volo upstairs if you want.
A what?
I have a stat block for Volo if you want it.
Staff lock for
a stat block.
Oh, that would be awesome. Let me just look in here. I'm sure he's
okay.
here. I'm sure he's here. I'm sure I have it.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to organize everything happening all at once. Okay. So the explosion, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna need someone to play the crowd of people. And that's gonna be not a peasant. What's a civilian?
Commoner.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna make that a wisdom check, I think. Let's see that. And let's see, Volo. Let's go there. All right. So, with the explosion outside, everybody kind of turns and looks all at once towards the door. And so I'm going to need everyone to make a wisdom check besides Shio to see if you are also distracted. Crow is definitely distracted.
Boy.
Ire is also distracted.
That's
Shava is also distracted.
Jesus.
So Verlassen and Sapphire are the only ones that are not distracted. Verlassen, you wanted to decrease the size of a book?
Yep.
All right. I think you do so.
Really tiny.
You do so easily. You also have to reduce your spell slot, your second level spell slot. So you just click on that spell slot box there.
Yeah.
There you go. Solid. Okay, Sapphire, you see that everybody got distracted by something that happened outside, but you were able to see that the tiefling was intent in that area prior to the explosion happening. You see Shava about to get stomped on again. You also see that one of the books got ridiculously smaller. And you also see that everyone in the area except for Lassen is distracted by this illusion, this petty illusion.
Okay. So I'd like to up to her feet.
Cool.
And then I would like to did Volo get distracted by this or no?
Correct. Yes.
I'd like to good sir, it seems that someone is trying to detract from your sales here. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I would ask if we could discuss further the terms of purchasing one of your books. I am not quite interested at the price of 50 gold pieces, but perhaps there's some other way in which I could for one of these books.
So with that information, he kind of like snaps out of the noise and takes the time to try to stack up as many of his books as possible. But in the meantime, while talking, he was like, "Yes, well, I certainly won't be coming here to sell my goods again. Thank you, good sir, for helping out Volo. I assure you, I can strike a deal with you. Let's see." And he realizes that for some reason there's a smaller version of his book on the table, and he says, "Here, have a Pocket Volo's Guide to Monsters, with a reduced size, a reduced price. How about the healthy option of 10 gold pieces and a handshake?"
I pull out my sack of gold and I hand it to him.
Okay.
Pieces.
All right. And can you adjust that amount on your end?
And done.
Okay. And he gives you, and he picks up with 2 fingers the tiny Volo's Guide, and he gives it to you, and it says, "You, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you for your patronage. And remember, Volo will always have another edition coming."
I thank him and begin to flip through this tiny little book.
So as you flip through the book, you realize that the font is extremely tiny. And that it seems that you would need to use a magnifying glass to really read anything. But you do see the pretty pictures. They're pretty nice.
So Aspen can I use my enhance to bring it back to normal size, right? So
well, let me go through a couple things first. So Volo,
sure.
He's like he's making some really not pompous, but like pronounced like, "Oh, but I must bid you all adieu. This was a wonderful time, and for all of you that have paid for my book, you will never be sorry. And you certainly can find me out into the world, but for now, I must go to the jewel markets. Obviously, those patrons need my information as well. Alas, adieu." And he like takes off his hat and does like the really, large bow thing, and he kind of disappears out of a back doorway. Let's see. So I should mention this. Well, I shouldn't mention this. I believe your enlarge spell is a concentration, if I remember correctly. So you can just not concentrate on it, and then it should pop back to normal size.
Nice.
For Lawson. So at any point in
I
time.
stopped concentrating.
What? You stop
I
concentrating?
am no longer concentrating.
Okay.
I am no longer concentrating.
Perfect. While you're dealing with this tiny book, it all of a sudden gets kind of large, and is significantly heavier. But I believe you're able to manage that, Sapphire.
Put it in my inventory.
Yes, I will. I had to create a Volo's Guide. Volo. Book.
It's probably not going to be too before you get the opportunity to do so.
Here, let me. I can change the name of it here. Volo's Guide to Monsters. Monters, apparently. You got a typo version of the book.
Mothers, got it.
Monters.
We should go ask for our money back.
Monters. I'll fix it. Okay. So Volo's Guide is in your inventory. I wanted to tell you something about it. Give me a second. Anytime that you want to know lore about a particular monster that's described in the book, just let me know and I can give you a useful tidbit. So.
Neat.
Yes. Neat indeed. Okay. Sweet. So the crowd kind of disperses. It seems like that Omal is kind of shaken up and is ready to disembark here from the tavern.
Yeah. I might go over to. Well, actually, I'll kind of nudge Shiogarath since they were there next to me and kind of point to the others. Be like, party?
I agree, and I go over and leave Crow with our good fellow to try and gather everybody else up.
Okay.
I'll limp over.
Perfect. So Shiogarath, you and sort of with the help of Crow, sort of kind of explain the situation with Omal, and describe the fact that you're going to be going to the Golden Throne.
That we do.
Excuse me. Before we head out, I just asked Omal if he has any reason to keep that coin.
Omal says, as soon as I'm rid of the ire of the merchant prince, you may have it. It is certainly not a keepsake I would like to have.
I look very pleased and then continue on.
Okay.